guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. For today's video, I'm going to be talking all about my favorite, most sparkly ColourPop Super Shock shadows. Now, not all ColourPop Super Shocks are created equal, okay? And they do break them up by finish on the website. There's like metallic and all these different ones, and there's specifically the ultra glitters, and even in the ultra glitter category, they're not all created equal, okay? I'm someone who really loves sparkle, and I do really like this Super Shock formula. It's this cream to a powder. It's very unique. It's really beautiful. It's actually, I think, one of the first products ColourPop ever had back in the day. I remember being so excited. They were $5 a piece, and at the time that was very inexpensive. They had tons of different colors, and I made an order when I was still living in Arizona. So I don't know, 8 years ago now, like a long time ago. I feel like they've really stood the test of time. I personally have gone back and forth on like loving them, not liking them so much, and I'm in the place of loving them. So I thought I would share my top 10 most sparkly ultra glitter shadows from the Super Shock line. All of these have that really special textural shine to them. They're sparkly and glittery and just beautiful. I'm gonna do my best to describe them, show you swatches. I even did eye swatches so that way you could really see them on the eye. It's the only thing on there. My gosh, seriously, shout out to anyone who's doing eye swatches in any regular way, because how are your eyeballs not falling off of your head? Seriously. My eyelids are on fire right now. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. Also though, leave your favorite Super Shocks down below. And if you wanna see maybe like a foiled Super Shock shadow favorites video, let me know, because I do have a lot that are like duochromes or just really beautiful metallics that don't have this super sparkly finish that are still so beautiful. And I can definitely do that video in the future if you want it. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be starting off with Tassel from ColourPop. This is one of those really icy white shades with tons of sparkle in it. This can be a little bit stark, so I don't love it all over the eye. I show it to you all over the eye, but I would say that this I use most as like a spotlighting shade. So like after I've done an eyeshadow look and I want to like top some stuff over, maybe I'll use this, but really I love it as an inner corner or even a brow bone if I'm going there. Sometimes I'll even tap it out like right out here, almost as a highlighter. This one has a bit of a base on it, so it does have that icy kind of white silver base with the sparkle as well. So this one is really beautiful if you're looking for something icy. I know that like cold girl makeup looks going around, and this could be something that gives you that frosty look. And these are in no particular order too. I'm just doing them in the way that I swatched them, so that way I can know with the footage. Anyway, you guys don't need to know that. Okay, all right, next, this is Ladybird, another ultra glitter finish. And if you don't want something just so icy where it really has that like whitish base like Tassel does, I feel like this one, Ladybird, is gonna be your next best option. It has the tiniest amount of warmth to it, a little bit of like a golden shine, but still more of like an icy champagne kind of color. This one does not have a base on it, so it's almost like pure sparkle. This is one of, out of everything here, one of the most glittery from all the shadows I'm going to be talking about. So beautiful. I think this is great as a topper, an all alone shade if you like that really bright and sparkly lid look. It's another one that would look great as a highlighter too, depending on what you like, but really, really sparkly. I think this one is one of the ones that like competes with some of the most sparkly indie shadows in my collection. Like this is super duper sparkly, so beautiful. Really, really love this one. And I will say with all of these shadows as well, the Super Shock sometimes can dry out, and you can use like Duraline or some other mixing medium to revive them and bring them back. I just thought I would mention that because some of the ultra glitters, I think also because they have just so much of that sparkly texture to them, I feel like over time can get a little bit more crumbly or powdery than some of the other Super Shocks that I have. I don't know, just something I noticed anyway. The next shadow that I really, really love is called 2014, and this is a beigey champagne. It has a little bit of a golden bronze look, but very light still, very much in the champagne color family. This does have more of a base on it that's like metallic, but the reason I put this in here is because it has the most beautiful, like colorful sparkle to it. A blue, pink, violet kind of shoots out in the glitter particles that are in this metallic. And although this isn't the most glittery on its own, those little tiny sparkles that look like confetti in the shadow really make it something special. It makes it this like elevated neutral. It's like a category of neutrals that are my favorite, where they give you a neutral look, you know, not too much going on, but they have that just that little je ne sais quoi, that little something extra to make them a little bit more. And that's what 2014 has. So I really love this. This one one also, because of the base, looks really good as a single shadow look for me if I want to do that, where it's not too icy and not too stark, even though it's not giving like a ton of definition for me either. It's like that perfect, almost the color of my skin with some shine. So I really love 2014. And this is also called an ultra glitter. So even though that title might be given to a lot, this is definitely different than some of the other ultra glitters. Like there's like almost a scale in that category alone. Next, for sparkly super shocks, this is La Mesa, and this is one of the newer ones. They came out with like 10 new shades and also brought back some shadows as well, super shocks. And I think this was in like a lot of them that were like named after LA stuff, I think. But La Mesa is like a golden champagne with a pink sparkle in it. It's really quite pretty. I love that the golden here is very neutral, so it doesn't lean too yellow. I can get down with a very yellow gold, but it's just more of like a specific look, where this has a nice neutrality to it while still having that warmth. And then I love that kind of special added pink sparkle that is sparkling through with the other golden shimmers that are in here. This shadow and a lot of the ones I'm talking about also give you that kind of like wet shine look. So if that's something you're into, I would definitely look into these, and they're pretty affordable as well. I truly feel like the ColourPop Super Shocks are some of the best like high quality things from ColourPop. We're already on to the fifth one, and you'll notice that all the ones I'm talking about tend to be on the more neutral side. I'm not sure if there's more colorful, super sparkly ultra glitters out there. So if you know of them, like I mentioned, please leave them down below because I'd love to check them out myself. I've just been on a neutral kick, so I think that's why a lot of these are more neutral, but they really are so stunning. This next one, I'm pretty sure this was a recommendation from you guys like a year ago, and this is the shade Frog. This is so beautiful. This also comes off pretty light, but this is one that has like that confetti look. It doesn't have too much of a base. It looks kind of pink, but actually like applied on, it really comes off kind of champagne-y with like a blue sparkle, a little bit of a pink sparkle, a little bit of a purple sparkle, but still very neutral. So beautiful. This one's great as like a topper shade. So if you just want to add that extra special something to a look you already have done, this is like perfect for that, like a spotlight eye. Absolutely stunning. I also love it on its own if I want to go almost for like a space alien, but like chic look. I feel like that's what this gives. So beautiful. And I will say with the Super Shocks, I tend to use them the most on my bare lid. I do like that the most because they're cream to powder, and depending on how wet they are in the actual container, I feel like sometimes they don't always go over a dry like powdered eye as well as just like a bare eye or a just freshly primed eye. So I try my best to get the most impact on bare lids when I can. Anyway, that one is Frog. So stunning. Really beautiful. Highly glittery, and not a ton of the base on that one. Next, we're getting into some shadows that have a little bit more color to them if you're looking for still lighter tones or even some mid-tones. This next one's a cult classic favorite. You probably have been screaming it at the screen. No one's doing that, but I'm sure you've been thinking about this if you know some of the glittery Super Shocks. This is Ritz, and it is so beautiful. This is a very light warm brown base with a cool shimmer over it. I love the combination of that because I find that warm colors really blend out easier on my lid than something super cool, but I love the shine and sparkle of something cooler, and this gives you both of that. I've gotten compliments so many times when I wear this out. It's so pretty for an easy one shadow look, but also put this on a little bit in the outer corner and it's just like stunning. It looks expensive. It doesn't look like you're using, I think these are like $6 or so now. It does not look like you're using a $6 shadow on your lids. I love this color so much. Absolutely beautiful. It's like cult status for a reason for sure. So if you've heard people talk about Ritz and you still haven't picked it up, but you like these types of shadows, this is a good one. Next on my list is a favorite for me. This is another one I picked up because of your guys' recommendations. I don't know if it's still available. That's the thing with ColourPop. Things go in and out of stock. Sometimes they never get re-promoted or re-released. Sometimes they do. So hopefully a lot of these are available. I will have whatever I can linked down below. But also if you have this at home, bust it out. This is Cosmic Charge, and it is so pretty for one shadow look. This is more the one shadow look I've been more into lately, where it has more of that base pigment. I kind of like a medium tone shadow on my lid, something a little bit darker, a little bit sultrier, at least on my skin tone. It adds definition, still blends out nicely. It doesn't look too dark or feel too heavy for me for like normal day, everyday wear, but still is a little bit, you know, there's more going on than something more stark and light on my lids. So this gives me that. This is a little bit like of a warmer bronze or neutral bronze, but it has like a blue cool toned shimmer shimmer on top. So I love that. It's one of those elevated neutrals again, where it has something almost color changing, almost duochrome about it, while still being very neutral at the same time. And that's my favorite combination. It really is. Also, I want to point out that you'll see that a lot of these have pan on them because I do wear them a ton, but also it is pretty easy to hit pan on these ColourPop Super Shocks. I feel like there's not a ton of product in here, which I actually kind of don't mind because of the fact that it can go dry a little bit fast. And also, obviously, I have tons of makeup. So I like the variety, and I probably would always choose less product for more options. All right, next, we're going to talk about one of the more colorful shadows here. This is the shade Set to Stun. Another one of your guys' recommendations. I was asking for your guys' favorite sparkly shadows, and you guys came through. Let me tell you, you gave me so many great recommendations. This is like a mauvey pink shade. That's what it looks like in the pan, but when you actually put it on the eye, there's this like warm orangey base that comes out, and then the sparkle that's in here is that kind of cooler violet purple as well as some silver. It is so beautiful. The more you build it up, the more you can see the pink coming through on this shadow, which I think is really pretty. This really makes my blue eyes pop, which I love. And if I'm looking for something a little bit more sultry as well as a little bit more colorful, but still really glam and still on the more neutral side, like this is a neutral leaning colorful shadow to me, in my eyes anyway. It is stunning and so beautiful and super sparkly, even with some of that base pigment. And I feel like sometimes when they have that base, they don't come out as sparkly, but this one does. Really, the only other kind of colorful shadow that's in here, this one is Secret Garden, and this is a orangey kind of coppery bronze shade. It is so, this one looks luxe and expensive, so pretty. This is like perfect for summer, perfect for fall, perfect for any of these kind of bronzy, warm, orangey tones. But you want it to sparkle and shine. This is it. It's so pretty. The way these reflect the light just looks so expensive and so fun. I'm so into this. It's like gold with a little bit of like a pink shine to it, not much, and a little bit of a silver shine as well on this one. And it's another one that works really well as a single shadow look for me. When I get into the more mid-tone shades from ColourPop, I can use them as single shadow looks, and I really love that. I love quick, easy, tap it on with my finger and go kind of colors. And last for my list, are rounding out the top 10 already. This one is a little quirky, and if you can't get supercharged, this one is your next best. It might be kind of overall my favorite one, especially considering it's actually available too. This is just stunning. It's that perfect minky bronzy brown taupey shade you guys know I love. It's not too dark, but has just enough color to it to add some definition to my eyes. It's pretty perfect. It's pretty perfect. The base on this again has a little bit of that warmth, but then it has this like cooler leaning confetti sparkle color on top. It's multicolor, a little bit silver, a little bit blue, a little bit purple. Elevated neutral right here. So stunning. This is the one that I'm wearing in my look today. I love it so much. I think it is just so beautiful. Seriously, these are just great shadows, and those are my top sparkly ultra glitter shadows from ColourPop. Like I said, these are some of the best that I've tried, and I've bought a lot hoping they're going to be good, and I've been disappointed by quite a few. Or there's just some that are a little like unremarkable, and you think they're all going to be like amazing, and they aren't all like, you know, showstoppers like these ones are. So I would love to know again what your favorites are down below, especially if I didn't mention them. Let us know some other ones that deserve a shout out, and maybe I can pick them up if they're still available. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the eye swatches, and that it was helpful if you were looking at any of the Super Shocks to check out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.